Hi, Teresa here. Today, I wanted to talk to you about just the way I've been feeling the last, let me see, couple months. It started out with, thinking I had a head cold and not feeling well. And then my husband started, and then first he ended up with COVID again. And then a week later, I ended up with COVID again. I'm clear now, which is fantastic, which is really fantastic because I have some other health concerns that I need to have attended to by physicians and medical professionals. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. When you're not feeling well, and this is something I learned from my coach, my super coach, Jen Forster. I approached Jen and I asked her because I knew she had done this recently when she was not feeling well. How does a person go about helping themselves with their health? And her simple words to me were to just focus 100% on yourself, on your health, on your body, and allow it to do what it needs to do. But in the meantime, or at the same time, I guess, what you really need to do is give yourself love. And for a lot of us, that's a really, really difficult thing to do. When she said that to me, I thought, you're crazy. Oh my God, this is not going to be easy. I can't do this. I've never, yeah, I've done things. I've had health issues and they just seem to be compounding and compounding. And now I think I clued in finally as to why that is because we just don't, or for myself, I wasn't doing enough self-care. I wasn't giving myself enough love. So I've had skin cancer off and on for a number of years after massive second degree sunburn in my 20s. So the skin cancer has resurfaced. So I asked Jen, like, honestly, what do I do to help myself with this? Because it's unfortunate. Sometimes it takes us a long time to get in to see the medical professionals. I don't know what the reason is. Not my fault, not my monkey. You know what? I'm not going there. But what I know is that I can do some things for myself. Eating healthy, yes. Drinking lots of water, yes. Trying to get enough rest, yes. And that's difficult when you're stuck with COVID and a really bad cold and all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't make resting very easy, but you do what you can when you can. So I decided that, I needed to just pull in a bunch of other things that I know how to do. Yes, I have my level 1 Reiki, which is very great. It's a great tool to be able to use. But I think one thing that's actually even more powerful than that is self-love. What I did, and this is what I learned how to do, was to just from talking with my master super coach, Jen, just to give the parts of my body that are not happy at the moment. So the location of where my skin cancer is at the moment. I put my hands over that area. I talk to it. It sounds really odd, I know, but just hang on. Talk to it. Tell it that it's okay. I know you're there for a reason. I know you are there to show me and teach me something. But I love you. I love my skin. It's aging, it's wrinkling, its age spots are showing. You know what? There's nothing you can do about it. Just love it for all you can and for all it's worth, because you know what? You only have one set of skin, one piece, one body of skin. That's all you've got. So I've been working with that and just talking to that spot nicely after I removed my stitches from the biopsy. And yep, okay. Now's my chance to just, as I'm rubbing a nice herbal remedy onto the scar, I'm talking to it. I'm telling it that I love it. My skin is fantastic. I am so happy that you showed me there is something wrong. You're making me aware. You're making me consciously aware of something that's not right within my system. So besides telling my body and showing my body that I love it, what else can we do? Well, obviously, exercise, drinking water, getting enough rest, getting fresh air, taking whatever supplement vitamins you need or don't need, eating a healthy diet. But you know what? Also, working in conjunction with your medical practitioners. And this is something I've learned over the years after my car accident was, going through all that traumatic stuff and all the 5 years of going to doctor's appointments, physio appointments, you name it, appointments, lawyer appointments. Ugh. You have to speak your voice. You have to allow yourself to have a voice. A lot of us don't do that. When I came out of my first marriage, I was, didn't have much of a voice. I was not allowed to have a voice, an opinion, a comment, a statement, whatever you want to call it. And for those reasons, I shut down and I couldn't speak in a lot of cases. I found I was so introverted that I couldn't walk across a restaurant because somebody was going to see me. Horrendous. I lost my identity. I lost who I was, if I ever even knew who I was, to be honest with you. But in those changes, in those transitions, and now we have the power to actually stand up for ourselves. And this is what I do. When I go to my doctor, I sit down and I talk with him and I explain to him what's going on. And I've tried this and I've tried that. What do you recommend? Well, no, I maybe don't want to go that route. What other options are there? So we need to advocate for ourselves. And that comes from in here, your confidence that you have, your voice that you have needs to be used to stand up for yourselves and to tell others what is acceptable and what is not acceptable in your world. Right? Would you agree with that? I mean, I know a lot of people that just go to the doctor, accept the pill, take the pill, whatever, and they never seem to get any better. And it's sad in some cases, or they're too afraid to go to the doctor because they've had this emotional scar or traumatic event that maybe was caused by a doctor. I've had one of those myself, and you know what? It takes a long time, but you have to develop a trust with your family doctor or the practitioner that you're going to. And that's done through conversation. And just because you're being sent to one particular doctor doesn't mean you have to accept that particular doctor. You have a right to say, nah, I don't think you're right for me. And then find another one who maybe you can connect with. Because in a lot of cases, they don't always have, they're so overworked and they don't always have the nicest chairside manner, I want to call it, rather than the bedside manner. But if we advocate for ourselves, we speak our minds in a nice, calm, assertive way rather than being aggressive or passive aggressive. Those things don't work. Trust me, they do not work. But sit down, have a conversation. And that comes from having confidence within yourself. And that's one of the main things I want to talk to you about today. Confidence. Confidence for ourselves to talk about what's going wrong within our lives, our families, our work, our home life, our extended family, friends, whatever the case may be, or what's going right. So we need to do a lot of comparisons there. So compare what's going, when you have your issue or an issue, compare what's right and what is not quite working for you. Okay, that'll give you a good idea of where to balance things out, how to approach things. And if you're looking for someone who is really done a lot of this work themselves, in my personal development coaching, that's what I do. I teach individuals how to find their voices, stand for themselves, to grow themselves, and to be confident, happy, and loved with who they are. And that's actually a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to say because I'm actually still working on that myself. But It's possible. Anything is possible if you want it bad enough. And do you deserve to be happy? Absolutely. Do you deserve to have everything you want in life? Absolutely. Can anyone take that away from you? Absolutely not. I don't think so. But that's just my opinion, of course. But if you are looking for a dynamic coach who has helped many individuals walk through their difficult years, come out on the other side, and have such positive outcomes and lasting change, get in touch with me today. I would be happy to set up a time to talk with you, to just get to know who you are, what you're dealing with, and how I could serve you best. So my name is Teresa Sims. I'm a personal development coach. I also work with neurolinguistic programming, cognitive behavioral therapy, motivational interviewing, and I'm looking at getting into a couple other things that are just dynamic. And I know because I've had them done to me, and it's just fabulous, fabulous work. So if you'd like to have a conversation with me around what's going on, get in touch with me today. My email is teresa@teresasims.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm also on YouTube. Check out my older podcast, Powering Through Life, if you like, and just get to know who I am. Do your due diligence. Get to know who I am and what I do. And then come on in. Let's have a conversation around you. Take care.